So, hello and welcome, friends, to another lecture series. Actually, it will be a new lecture series where we will study about the immune system of human body, where the body provides immunity against any harmful pathogens that will try to invade the body. Okay. So, in the first lecture series, that is in today's lecture series, we'll go with the overview of how the body protects the different types of pathogens from invading the human body. Okay. So at first we need to know what are the different modes of this immune system. What are the different mode of protection of the body against those harmful pathogens. The immune system, what we know, is the process where the organism protects itself from any foreign bodies to stop the foreign bodies or the foreign organism to invade the human body. Okay. So this in this immunity process, there are two different modes of protection. One is the innate immunity and the other is the adaptive immunity. So the term innate means which is already present or which is always on, and they show a immediate response. Okay. So for ease, we have divided this into two different processes. The innate immunity is divided into two different processes. One is that is always on, and the other is immediate response mechanism. And the adaptive is the immune system or the immunological process where the immunity is acquired or it will get acquired with time. Okay. With time it will get acquired to our body, and that will be having some delayed response. It will take some time. So this innate immunity, when you see this innate immunity, you will find that there are two different mechanisms. One is always on and the other is immediate response. So in the always on mechanism, we find that there are different barriers where our body will find protection from the invaders. How? So when you see the barriers, you will find here that skin, that is the first layer of defense against any harmful pathogens. Okay. You know that skin is the largest organ of a human body, right? So the skin will protect the body against any harmful pathogen until and unless they have any cut. Okay. Until and unless they have any cut, the skin will give protection from any harmful pathogens. And the epithelial cells, we know, also protects the body as a first line of defense. Also the mucosal layer that are present in our nose, in our mouth, and also in different parts of the body, this mucosal layer will have jelly-like substance where they will protect the body against all those harmful pathogens by stopping them and not allowing the microbes or the foreign particles to go inside our body. Okay. And we also know that in the stomach there is acidic content which have a pH range like 3 to 4.5 like that. So in this pH range, most of the microbes die. Also the flora of our gut. In our gut there are different good microbes, okay, different forms of good microbes, good bacteria that resides there, and they will help. They have some antagonistic properties which will help the body to protect from any harmful bacteria or harmful organism to invade, because they will kill the other bacteria. Okay. So these are some of the barriers here. So the other other things which I haven't mentioned is that the complements. These complements are some protein factors, they always remain on. They doesn't see which type of bacteria is coming or which type of viruses is coming. They directly act against those bacteria or viruses which will try to invade the first line of defense. And in the immediate response mechanism, you can see that neutrophils and antigen presenting cells. These are two types of cells which acts like a macrophages. Okay, they will be present in different parts of our body, and they will go and directly attacks on the pathogens, and they can engulf the pathogens and they can kill it, they can remove from the body. So these are some immediate response mechanism. Within this innate immunity, when you see about complements and neutrophils, you will find some examples here that this antigen presenting cell have dendritic cell which will help the body to get protection from those viruses and bacteria, because they have dendritic cells and macrophages which will engulf the bacteria, engulf the pathogens. And neutrophils are actually, these cells are part of WBC or white blood corpuscles, which we'll study in the later part. In this video lecture, I'm just giving the overview just to show you what are the different types of innate immunity. So in the second mechanism, which is known as adaptive immunity, is also known as acquired immunity. They have a very delayed response mechanism. They cannot act directly. So this type of immunity goes parallelly with the innate immunity. Actually, this innate immunity will provide some signaling factors where the adaptive immunity takes some time to go and become active. If the neutrophils and antigen presenting cells also cannot stop the pathogen from moving inside our body, then only the adaptive immunity comes into act. So now in the adaptive immunity, we see that there are different types of cells, okay, which are present in the lymphocytes of our body, and these cells are known as T cells and B cells, which we will study in the later series of our immunological lecture. These T cells are actually this helper T cells or either killer T cells. Okay, they have different types of mechanism. These T cells activates these B cells, and these B cells will produce some antibodies, which these antibodies work is that they will stop the pathogens from entering into our body with the help of antibody and antigen reaction. Because as you know that whenever there is a attack or invasion from the pathogen, the body will produce this antibody and the pathogen will produce the antigen, and with this antibody antigen reaction, this pathogen will finally get killed and they will be removed. This T cell, let me take my pen. So this T cell, this helper T cell will also activates the B cell, and they will also help the B cell to produce antibodies. Okay. And this T cell will also have some other properties, like they will also produce these killer T cells with the help of CD8, which we'll learn later on. These killer T cells also have some mechanism which will directly go and kill the pathogens without the use of producing any antibodies. So these are some of the overview of the mechanism of adaptive immunity. So I hope you understood it well. If you like my video, do subscribe to my channel and also share with your friends. Thank you.